Hey everybody, Coach Eric here again. Going to go over the bike leg of the Silverman triathlon, both full and half. So first I'm going to give you a quick fly through the course, then we're going to kind of go over it a little more detail as far as execution goes and the dynamic time trialing aspect of this course, and then a couple training tips specifically for this course to kind of get you through in good shape. So if you scroll down on your map, you can see the course. You start there in Hemingway Harbor and you see finish in a totally different area up in Henderson, where transition number 2 is the start of the run and the finish. Don't worry about that, don't stress out about it. They're very organized, so make sure you have all your transition bags labeled right, and you've kind of double checked them, and you're all set to go. Leaving the swim out of T1, you go up kind of a nice long hill out of the harbor there, and you get to the top, take a right-hand turn, you go down that road. You got about a 10-mile stretch of road there, 11 miles of nice kind of gently rolling terrain, real nice road, no major obstacles except for maybe some other athletes that you're passing, hopefully, at this point. So keep your head up, the road's nice, and after that you come up to the T intersection there. You can see, take a right-hand turn, you go down a big hill. Here the hills start to get a little bit longer, a little bit more serious. We were getting a little bit of a crosswind at this point, but you're kind of in and out of some bigger rolling hills around you, so sometimes you're protected and sometimes you're not. Out past the turnaround, if you're doing the full, when you go past the turnaround for the half there, there's some real long grinding climbs, and you can kind of see them on the profile, real long false flats and gradual hills. This is where you really start to get into the meat of the race. On your way back, when you come back again, you'll be doing that same terrain, just the other way. When you come back up to that turn where you took the right, that T intersection kind of that you can see, you'll go up a nice long hill. That's probably the toughest hill to this point in the race. You'll go through a gate that leaves the park. Be careful there could be cars and stuff going through the gate. There's plenty of room for you to get by. Just be aware of kids jumping out of the car and stuff like that. So take your time through there. Right as you get to the top of that hill, you turn off of the main road and onto a bike path. It's twisty and windy at first. The pavement is very good the whole way, and they do a really good job of clearing it of any rocks or debris. But it is narrow, so make sure you're looking up ahead and paying attention. Very soon after you cross onto that bike path, you hit the Three Sisters. The Three Sisters are 3 short back-to-back climbs, very close, very right next to each other, back-to-back. They're about 200-300 meters long, and they all average right about 18%. They're tough, so you're going to have to be in that granny gear, and you'll be standing up and just kind of getting over the top of them. After that, for the next several miles, you're on a false flat, uphill on the bike path, wide open desert terrain with lots of wind. Last year we had a 20-mile-per-hour plus wind, headwind, and I think I posted the 3rd fastest split time, and I was going probably 14-15 miles an hour maybe. So it's tough riding, very tough riding. Make sure you're geared properly. I'll go over that in a minute. After you come out off of the path, and you kind of get into town, there's still some long false flat uphills that you have to contend with. There's a real fast downhill. You actually turn onto another bike path, come out of there before you come into the you come into T2. The last 5-6 miles when you're in start to come into town, this isn't the place to be absent-minded. You really need to pay attention to where you're going. I missed a turn last year because I was just, head down, hammering, went straight by it. So really pay attention. As far as execution goes, we'll kind of start over from the beginning here. The long hill out of Hemingway Harbor there, really good time to blow your entire race. Last year we had a nice little tailwind, it felt like, going up that hill. Really good opportunity to relax the upper body, spin very easily. You're going to be going slow, that's okay. It's the beginning of the race. Let the blood drain from your arms, get into your legs, warm up into the bike. Next 10 miles, again, great place to go easy, find a rhythm. As you come into the next section there, you're out and back. This is where you can start to really dial in your pace. For those of you with power meters or even without, I would be very cautious here still. I would definitely stay below what you're looking to do overall average for the bike. So push what you would like to average on the hills and use the downhills to really back off. This should have you coming into, you know, the last 20 miles or so. Let's see, 25 miles. Feeling pretty good, and a little bit low on your, you should have a little more gas in the tank. When you come up that last hill out of the park and then onto the bike path, you can start to push a little bit more. And then all these long hills up this bike path into this headwind, this is where you can really take back time and really kind of put the hammer down, so to speak. The last few miles in town, I would again keep your head up, keep fueling, make sure, just kind of hold on to your pace and keep track of where you're going. Don't get lost like I did. The one exception of pushing a little bit harder on the hills and easier on the downhills, that kind of trend that we all like to do, is the Three Sisters. Last year, I'm not sure of some other people's wattage for the Three Sisters, but I would really focus on trying to relax your upper body as much as possible and not pushing too hard. They're very steep. They are a very good opportunity to go way too far into the red zone and really damage your race right there. If you go too hard, you will come to a dead stop in those windy, slightly uphill miles after that. So again, first 11 miles, 12 miles, really good opportunity to kind of build into your race. Start to dial in your race pace on the out and back section. Again, erring on the conservative side, especially on the downhills. There'll be plenty of fast downhills for you to coast. Coming back in this last 20 miles, 25 miles, excellent place for you to get up over the Three Sisters efficiently without going too far into the red zone, building up lactate, and then really kind of riding 5 to 10% above what you'd like to average for that last 20-25 miles. They're long miles, they're going to be slow, and there's lots of opportunity there to take back time. So don't try to set a course record in the first 10 miles. It's not going to work. Training tips for this race. Like Rich and Patrick say, all hard work on the bike is good work. You definitely need to be tough to do this course. It's very hilly, it's very windy, it's going to take you a long time. 20 minutes, maybe longer for a half, probably looking at 40 minutes longer than normal for the full Ironman bike leg. It is definitely want to make sure that you can rack up that TSS. For you Ironman folks, probably going to be over that 300. I can almost guarantee it. So something to really be cautious of. Hills, obviously, definitely get comfortable, if not fast, get comfortable at riding uphill or at least into a headwind down in your aero bars. It can be kind of a cramped position. Make sure you're comfortable doing it, because you're going to be doing it at this race. Lastly, and very important, make sure you're comfortable in the wind. If you are constantly tensing up, stopping, pedaling, hesitating in your pedal stroke, up on the drops instead of down your aero bars while you're getting hit by gusty crosswinds, you are going to burn a lot of excess energy. Make sure, take some time to go out, even with your race wheels on. Be careful in some windy, some windy days, and really, really get comfortable dealing with the wind in your aero position, and really relaxing that upper body, letting your hips and glutes and legs do the work. That will pay off. A little extra time and energy focusing on some of those areas on the bike will certainly pay off in your bike leg. And because this whole race is so difficult, especially the bike, it will pay off in your entire race, I guarantee it. This is the keystone of your entire race here, is executing this bike leg properly. So get tough. Nutrition's real key. The feed zones are great. Don't worry about those. I would definitely bring plenty of food. But the feed zones are fantastic. Every 10 miles or so, they have them. And like I said, if you've been lacking on the bike, get on it, because you're looking at 5,000–6,000 feet of elevation gain for the half, and up around 10,000 feet of elevation gain for the full Ironman. It is a beefy course. So get training, and run is coming up next.